Hey everybody, this is Evan Rogers coming at you with the next installment of the JLPT N4 test that we've been going on for quite some time. I hope you're having a good day. I'm having a good day. I'm excited to teach you some Japanese. The problem that we're going to have though is that this next reading passage has 3 questions for it. And I don't want to do all 3 in one video. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to do the first one, number 30. We're going to read the question first and then go down and answer it, okay? Or we'll go up and read it and then answer it. So the question is, なぜ1どうしようと思いましたか? Okay, so we have blank と思いましたか? Somebody thought something. If we just have 思いましたか? 思いましたか? That just means did you think something? However, we have なぜ思いましたか? Why did you think that way? なぜどうしようと思いましたか? The to is quoting this as the passage. So why? Then because it has why in there, it's going to be translated as did somebody think? どうしよう, which means what should I do? What should I do? What should I do? I actually am not sure if this means number 1, like that's a main, like that's a character in the story. Let's find out. Here we go. Here is what we have. Oh, I see. Number 1 is identifying どうしよう as the thing. 東京駅で会った人. This is the person that I met at Tokyo train station. Pretty easy stuff right there. This was written by Katee Owen. So somebody named Katee Owen. I don't know who has a name like Katee Owen unless it's like, a white girl who's one of her parents is Chinese. I guess her father would be Chinese maybe. Or maybe, I don't know. It's all in Katakana. Yeah, anyway. 先週, last week. 私は友達の家に遊びに行きました. Alright, so this pattern where we have a verb stem plus ni plus a verb of going means go to do the verb or come to do the verb or whatever it might be. So asobi is, for kids, it's to play. For adults, it's to hang out. So I went for the purpose of the ni particle playing or hanging out to a house, so the ni particle tells us to where they went to go, right? Notice how it's not de asobu. Asobu would normally get the de particle for where you're going. However, we're explaining that they went to a house, right? So the final verb is go. So ni ikimashita. You could do a de there, but the de would be with asobu. But since it's a ni, it's going to ikimashita. I went to hang out at my friend's house. It says, 私は友達の家. 友達の家, my friend's house. I don't know why I'm wearing these headphones. I don't need them. All right. So last week, I went to my friend's house to hang out. 行くときに, when I went, at the time that I was going, upon going, 東京駅で. I think they're trying to say like while I was going. Notice how iku is not in the past tense. I wish that thing would not appear. Iku is not in the past tense. It's not complete. Thus, that means that it has not happened by the time of the past of the final verb, wherever the final verb. This is a long sentence. Holy moly. Masen deshita. Okay, so at the time that they didn't know something, they had not yet finished going to the house. So this is before they arrived at the house. Basically, what's going on here. Iku toki ni, on the way to the house. 東京駅で電車を乗り換えなければならなかったのですが? Okay, this no des is just simply saying, it's giving a reason. It's giving a reason. Being that. We can translate it as being that. And then, however, being that, and then this big pattern. Norikaeru, that's not a ru, obviously. Norikaeru would be to what do you call it? To hop trains. You go to one station, so you change lines, so you go to a different location. Like this loop will go here, but you want to go here, so you have to go to a different loop. So you go into this one. What's it called? You switch trains, whatever that is. I don't use trains much, and I was in Japan for so long that norikaeru just became my verb. I don't live in New York. I live in Central Ohio. We don't got trains. So switching the trains. Okay, so norikaeru, and then but this is in the negative norikaena, and then we have the potential norikae nakereba naranakata. This pattern of eba naranakata, that means you must do whatever it was, but it's past tense, so I had to do something. I had to change my train, you know. So Tokyo Eki de, at Tokyo Station, densha o norikae nakereba naranakatta no desu. It's that I had to switch trains at the Tokyo Station. That's what's going on there. So being that I had to switch trains at the Tokyo Station, however, Tokyo Eki wa hirosugite. So we have an E adjective hiroi, with the E being replaced by sugiru, which obviously it's sugite, because it's the conjunction we're going to keep talking. And this just means too wide. It's way too big. Tokyo Eki wa hirosugite. Hiroi is wide, and then sugiru means too wide, like T-O-O wide. It was too wide. Norikaeru densha no basho ga wakarimasen deshita. Okay. Wakarimasen deshita. I didn't know something. I didn't understand something. Basho ga wakarimasen deshita. I didn't know the place. I didn't understand where a place. Densha no basho ga wakarimasen deshita. I didn't know. I didn't understand the train location, whatever that means. But this is the norikaeru densha no basho ga wakarimasen deshita. So this is a verb, norikaeru. This is to switch trains, and that's going into densha. So this is the train that the train. There we go. That I had to change to. That I had to. You know, there was a shift. I don't know what my brain's not thinking of the word. Isn't it just change? So this is the train that I would change to. That I would change to. Yeah. So the train that I would be changing to, no basho, where it was, ga wakarimasen deshita. I didn't know where the train that I had to change to was. The te form is just like the word being. Being that Tokyo Station is way too spacious. I didn't know where the location of the train that I had to change to was. On my way at Tokyo Station, I had to change my trains. It's that I had to change my trains, but with it being so wide and spacious, I didn't know where the train that I had to change to was. And that's what that sentence is doing. Very intense grammar with all these tes, and like this is like 9 clauses. Probably not 9, but it's quite a few clauses. We have a conjunction ga, so being that I had to change my trains, but I didn't know where it was. So that's why the word but's there, the ga is there. The reason why it's sugite, we can translate te forms very frequently as being that, especially when it's an e adjective, sugite. A sugiru, you know, that's still basically an e adjective with the te part, with the te ending. And that generally just means being that, with it being that, having done something, with it being that way. Being that it's so wide, I didn't know where the heck I was supposed to go, is what she's saying. That's why the ga particle's there. Notice that te forms very frequently translate to something like having done or being that or something like that. Here it's giving a reason to some extent. Well, I mean, it is giving a reason, but if we just translate it like with it being so wide, that's not really a reason. That's just an explanation to an extent. But anyway, that's how the te form works. Okay. それで、メモを持って駅の中を行ったり来たりしてました。Okay, so I was doing a bunch of things. Notice that, okay. So we have the tari tari suru pattern. Tari tari suru, it's past tense plain form verb plus re, plus another past tense plain form verb re, and then we end it with the suru. And this means you did things like this and you did things like that, and you're making a long list of actions you took without them being in any particular order, and also that there are things that you might not be leaving out. It's kind of like the ya particle, but for verbs. So this is I was going and coming, I was going and coming, I was going and coming. Okay, notice how and then the suru gives us the tense of all of the verbs. Shite imashita, I had been, I was doing. I was going and coming. Notice eki no naka o. Eki no naka o. Neki no aka o. No, sorry, that's not right. Eki no naka o. Notice that the o particle. This is verbs of movement are the verbs that use o particles without the thing that has the o particle being the direct object. If you don't know what direct objects are, that would be something to look at in the Fancy Language Verbs video series. Check out the playlist over at Evan's Easy Japanese at YouTube or BitChute.com. I don't think I have my BitChute videos put in a playlist. I should work on that. Anyway, the O particle in with a verb of movement is telling us through what you go. So, if, for example, over the river and through the woods, to grandmother's house we go. The ni particle will tell us to where we're going, but what we have to go through to get there, over the river and through the woods, that would be the O particle, okay? So you go down the street, that's through what you're going down the street. So that'd be michi o iku. So with verbs of movement, O particle tells us through what we traverse. Okay, holding a memo, I guess. Holding a memo, I was going and coming and walking all around the station. Inside the station. I mean, whatever that might be. Sort of, I just think they're saying and with that or on top of that or something like that. So basically, it's basically ignorable. This sort of and with that, I was holding my memos. I was walking in and out of the train station. Oh my goodness, it was so crazy. And it says naka-o, so throughout inside the train station, I was going and coming. Okay, so that's that. どうしようと思って困っていた時、山田さんという女の人が声をかけてくれました。Alright, te form verb plus kureru. Here it's past tense because it has happened. It's in the past now. It's completed. Te form plus kureru is when somebody does something and you benefit. Or somebody does something for you. Whenever you have that, for the speaker, obviously, not for you. I mean, don't be that self-involved. Come on. Whenever somebody does something for the speaker is identifying that somebody else did something for them, for him or for her. So, kakete kureru. Kakeru doesn't really make a lot of sense always, unless you have this koe or something like that. So, koe o kakeru is to call out, to shout out, to expel one's voice. Kakeru, if I'm not mistaken, actually means to apply something. Koe o kakete kuremashita means they said something, basically. They used their mouth and made a noise for me. Who did it? Onna no hito ga koe o kakete kuremashita. A woman said something. A woman spoke up, maybe. Okay, and this woman is being described as, Onna no hito is being described as Yamada-san toyu Onna no hito. This is an Onna no hito, an Onna no hito who is said as Yamada-san. Notice this to. Many of your to particles there's one to particle that doesn't really apply to at all. Noun, to, noun, it doesn't really apply to there. It's funny, whenever I lift up my left hand, my face goes dark. That's because I only got one light. I'm poor. Help a guy out. Go donate. I'll stop talking. When you have noun, to, noun, you end up with noun and noun. However, that's not what's going on here. Other to particles in numerous ways can be translated as. So, an onna no hito who is called as Yamada-san. So somebody who is called in this way. It's almost like an adverb marker. She is called Yamada-san. Okay, so a woman who's called Yamada-san said something, spoke up. Toki, at a time. When komatsita, when I was troubled, when I was in a tight spot.
We're in a tight spot. We're in a tight spot. We're in a tight spot. We're in a tight spot.
We're in a tight spot. That's from Oh Brother, We're Out There. Maybe I'll get a link there. We're in a tight spot. Okay, komatte toki, when I was troubled, when I was distressed, when I was in a tight spot, tomotte, doujio tomotte, komatte toki. So when I was in a tight spot, thinking in such a way, notice the to particle here can still have that as idea, in such a way as, oh, doujio, what should I do? What should I do? I was thinking, and in a rough place, and right at that time, Yamada-san to Onna no hito, a woman called Yamada-san ga koe o kakete kuremashita. She spoke up for me. Okay, blah, 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 blah. This doshio is obviously discussing how she has no idea, or whoever the person is, KD1, has no idea where the train she needs to switch to is, where she needs to change boarding. I still don't know what the verb is. My brain's not registering. All right, so great. The question is, なぜ1どうしようと思いましたか? So, why was KD1 thinking, what should I do? Tomodachi ga mitsukaranai kara. So mitsukaru is to find something or to discover something. It's negative, so not discovering something. Notice it's intransitive, so the thing that cannot be found is the ga particle. So tomodachi ga mitsukaranai. My friend, I was unable to discover. My friend was undiscoverable, so to speak. Mitsukeru is to find. Mitsukaru is something. I don't know, is found, whatever that would be in English. Tomodachi. I'm gonna intransitive this. I'm gonna make this a transitive sentence. Basically, it's saying, if this were mitsukerenai, it would be because Katie couldn't find her friend. But really, it's intransitive, so it's more like her friend was not found, was still lost, she didn't know where her friend was, something like that, because she didn't know where her friend was. But that's not really the answer. So 1 is right out. All right, number 2. 間違えて東京駅で電車を降りてしまったから。間違えて mistakenly 東京駅で at the Tokyo train station 電車を降りて。電車を降りる is to get off a train. 降りる and 乗る。乗る is to get on. 降りる is to get off. So mistakenly KD1 got off the train at Tokyo train station. And then this teshimao, teshimaimashita, teshimata, this would be an u right there, teshimau. That just adds the feeling of oh crap. So teshimao can have a few meanings. It can mean you're completely done doing something, the thing has been finished, or it means, oh, son of a beep, 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 beep. I crappedly did something. Because she mistakenly, along with the machigaite and the shimao, because she mistakenly got off the train at the Tokyo train station, would be an accurate translation of this. That's not what happened. She had to get off the train station because she had to get off the train station, right? Tokyo eki de denshi o nori kaeranakaba naranakata, right? No desu. It's that I had to get off of the train. I had to switch trains at the Tokyo train station. So it's not 2. Number 3, noritai densha no basho ga wakaranai kara. This one, they did a good job of hiding the correct answer. That's good. So here it says norikaeru densha no basho, right? Norikaeru. So this is the train that I would switch onto, that I would switch to. Whereas here they switch it to noritai densha, right? This is the train that I want to ride. Stem plus tai of a verb. That translates to want to do that verb. So want the train that I want to ride, the place of the train that I want to ride, ga wakaranai kara, because Katie doesn't know, whatever, the place of the train that she wants to ride. This is the correct answer. The correct answer is 3. Okay, so the reason why I was talking about how it's sneaky is because the other ones were norikairu up in the passage, whereas this one's noritai. So they managed to switch the thing. Whereas when we read the passage, we're thinking she has to change things, whereas this is like she wants to do something. So it's important to realize that wants to do means also in some situations have to do. Was she thinking, what should I do? Because 知らない女の人に声をかけられたから. This is a great use of the passage. So, kara, because. Someone's calling me for some reason. I'll just hang up on him. Because. Koe o kakerareta. This is the passive. So, koe o kakeru is to call out, is to shout out, is to let it all out. No. Is to shout out. But this is the passive. So, she was called. Katie was called by a woman that she didn't know. So notice, again, we have shiranai, I don't know. Onanihito, a woman that I don't know. We have a verb in the negative or an e-adjective. Technically, these are both e-adjectives, the noritai and the shiranai. They conjugate as such. So norita kunai, norita kata, shiranai, shiranakata, right? They agglutinate just like e-adjectives because they are e-adjectives. Negative verbs and tai verbs are e-adjectives. Anyway, the woman that I don't know, or who I don't know, ni, by her Koyo kakerareta. I was called by a woman I didn't know, kara, because of that. That would be number 30's number 4 answer, which is because some lady called her that she didn't know. That's not the correct answer. In fact, that seems to be where she's happy. She's. I think we're gonna get into. Oh, you saved my booty. Katie One's booty was saved by the strange woman she didn't know. The correct answer is noritai densha no basho ga wakaranai kara, because Katie does not know the location of the train that she wants to ride. That is the correct answer. Have yourselves a happy day. Peace out. If you enjoyed this video, I'd love it if you like, subscribe, and share this video to everybody you know and yell at them repeatedly until they subscribe as well. If you would like to support me even more, head on over to patreon.com, where for just $1 a month, 3 cents a day, that's it, it's darn near free, you can help me financially keep these videos coming. And as a reward for your Patreon donations, you get access to all of the miscellaneous things that I produce to help out my own students who I teach in person, and also just things that I make for myself. And if you want a little bit more bang for your buck, head on over to Teespring, where you can get lots of fun clothing, mugs, stickers, cell phone cases, all that I've designed. More designs to come. I hope you have yourself a happy dappy day. Peace out.